Hey, Lily Love's back with some more thoughts on the 2019 Eurovision season. This time around, we are headed to the UK for Eurovision You Decide. Before we get into that though, you can click on the card in the top right hand corner of this video to find my Eurovision playlist, or go to the description box below for a link to my Eurovision 2019 playlist. Also in the description box, you'll be able to find timestamps for each song. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this ranking a little differently. What I'll do is go ahead and compare the two versions of each song to each other and then choose my preferred version out of those two before I give my final verdict of what I think is the best song in the national selection. Alright, so I want to begin with Freaks. There's two versions of that song. One is by Jordan Clark, the other is by a girl group, MAID. So let's go ahead and start with Jordan Clark's version. Okay, so this song drives me up the wall, not because it uses the word soccer. I'm an American. The word soccer doesn't faze me at all. It's because the song is beyond bland. Its only distinguishing quality is the use of Pachelbel's canon, which makes me want to go listen to Rob Paravonian's rant about Pachelbel's canon. The song is the musical equivalent of an anti-bullying assembly in middle school, and I have no use for it. Let's go ahead and compare that to MAID's version of the song, Freaks. This isn't very good either, but at least it's an interesting kind of bad. I feel like the song and the way the harmonies are done along with the key that it's in, it sounds like witches luring children to a forest to eat them, or like a wayward teen to convince her to become a part of their coven. I don't know, it's a little weird, but I do get Hocus Pocus vibes or like the witch vibes from this, and I'm down with those vibes. But again, this song isn't very good. The song itself isn't very good no matter how you tweak it. But I'm going to have to go ahead and give the upper edge to MAID because I would prefer to listen to that version rather than just the bland beige that is Jordan Clark's version. Alright, the next one we're going to do here is going to be Bigger Than Us. We have two versions, one by Michael Rice, the other by Holly Tandy. Let's go ahead and begin with Michael Rice's version. The song is so cliche and very Eurovision by numbers. The whole song is again washed in beige. I do like the tone of Michael's voice, and there are some attempts to make the composition more interesting in the final chorus with the backing vocals and the way the choir comes in. I do not really like this one, but I feel like this is the kind of song that's better live versus on a studio version, and the studio version it does nothing for me. Alright, so now the other version is by Holly Tandy. Okay, so we do have a country pop version of Bigger Than Us, which I guess makes it a little more interesting. It's the same song, but with some country gravy on top of it or something. Anyways, it's not bad. It does have more of a pulse than, Michael Rice's version, and to hear some country pop coming from the UK would be a change compared to the stuff they normally do. But again, I'm not really big on it. Alright, so comparing the two versions between Holly Tandy and Michael Rice, I'm going to go with Michael Rice's version because I have more faith in what this will be like live than I do on Holly Tandy's version. Both of them do have good singing voices, but for some reason I'm drawn more towards Michael Rice's, and I think that Michael Rice will be able to bring it alive on stage more. Now let's talk about the last song, Sweet Lies. The two versions are by Kerri-Anne and by Anisa, so let's go ahead and start with Kerri-Anne's version. Well, this sounds like a dance song that feels like it would be, but like when you have pop singers who do a collab with like a DJ, this song kind of gives me that sort of vibe, and I can easily see this on a gym playlist. What's up with all these songs that are like 90s dance gym songs this year? I just feel like a lot of national selections have that going on, but I don't know, maybe it's just a throwback situation. New trend. Anyways, Kerri-Anne does sound good, but it's a generic dance song. It's upbeat and that makes it interesting. It could be a lot of fun live, and it could be fun at, like the Euro Club or something, but I don't know what this would be like at the contest itself. Okay, so the other song we have is Anisa. Anisa does sound good. I'm going to go ahead and say that to start. She sounds good. My issue here is that the song is such a languid tempo, and comparing it to the other version of Sweet Lies, this sounds like one of those deep cover versions of a more poppy upbeat song that would play like over the trailer of a YA adaptation of like a YA novel. It's not something I ever want to really listen to again, to be perfectly honest. So, needless to say, Kerri-Anne takes the cake for me out of those two. Alright, so in like kind of my last round of thinking about how this is going to go. I have MAID versus Michael versus Kerri-Anne. I think I'm going to go ahead and give the ticket to Tel Aviv of my own personal choosing over to Kerri-Anne. It's upbeat and it sounds dancey. It's not like a ballad, and I feel like the UK needs to do something different, and this is the most different out of everything that they have in this contest that they haven't tried in the last few years. And yeah, all in all, I have to say I'm kind of disappointed in the UK's national selection as a whole. It's just all of these songs are beneath the singers. This is a step down from last year as far as I'm concerned. Like the song selection goes, there's only 3 songs, each of them have a different arrangement, but yeah, I'm not feeling any of these, to be perfectly honest. I don't think the UK is going to come any higher than 15th. I believe their goal was to get onto the left-hand side of the scoreboard. Nah, y'all are going to stay on the right-hand side in the final. If the UK makes it to the left-hand side of the scoreboard this year, then we are going to be running for some pretty bland songs winning national finals, and I'm going to blame it on the staging because you know what? I believe the BBC can elevate a song to good staging. We saw that 2 years ago with what they did with Lucy. But yeah, at this point in these current incarnations, I'm not feeling any of these. But I will be watching. You decide. And I'll probably be hate tweeting it the whole time. Speaking of hate tweet, if you enjoyed this video, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is at LiliLovesESC. You can also subscribe to my channel and like this video, or if you think I'm an idiot who's not understanding the brilliance that the BBC is doing this year, leave me a comment. I don't know. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of your whatever, and bye!